Hello, everybody. It is that time of the month again where I am going to be cash stuffing money from my paycheck into sinking funds. I'm also going to be playing a few games with my grocery money, my eating out money, and my spending money. So I hope you are tuned in and you are ready. I'm just going to preface this by saying I am filming this after work. It goes up in the morning, but if I fumble with my words, I do apologize. It's been a day, so bear with me. And if you are new, I hope that you will consider subscribing, join this amazing budgeting community. And I am Deidre, by the way, and I am living in Canada, as you can see from our colorful money. And so I hope you will join me on my journey. So, and just if you are returning and you are watching this, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. I am trying to get to 340 subscribers by the end of February. My ultimate goal is to get to 500 so I can do a giveaway of amazing budgeting items I've accumulated over the years, as I just want to share the love with this amazing community. So we are going to count out the money first. I do have some money in placeholders as that money gets transferred digitally, and then we will play with some real money, and yeah, we will get into it. So I do have some placeholders. I might have to change them out depending on the amounts that those categories are at, but I have three $50 placeholders, so we will definitely be using those. And I do have my binders out and ready. So we are going to count out the cash. I do believe it should be 350, but let's find out, fingers crossed. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40. So I'm just going to put this on a calculator next to me because, like I say, my brain a little bit gonzo. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. So yes, 350 plus $150 going digitally. All right. So, and I do have my book off to the side where I do my budget. So bear with me because I do like to check it off as I go through. But we are just going to start out with this binder because it is on top. This is the categories that get stuff. These are some priorities as well as what I would call self-care that get money all the time. So first up we have hair, which is for my hair appointment, which is going to be towards the end of March. I don't get my hair done super frequently. I am getting paid on the 16th, 17th. Oh my goodness, see? Brain just totally gone. I'm just going to put down the 18th because, like I say, I'm filming this early, but it is going to get $15. And my hair appointment cost me $75. That includes tax and a tip. And the reason why that, you might be like, oh, that's not very much. I do get my roots done and I do get a little bit of bang trim and just like a little bit taken off the ends, is because my hairstylist works for herself. So she sets her own prices. Plus I've known her for over 2 decades. So she always does really good prices for her loyal customers, basically. So we have 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45 in hair. So it will get fully stuffed just before I have my next appointment. So next up is nails. And we are putting 15 into there. My appointments cost me $30. I get them done roughly every 4 weeks or so. And my esthetician I've known for over a decade and a half. She runs her own business, sets her own prices. And because I am a loyal customer who keeps coming back time after time, that is the reason why my appointment is $30. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 45 in there. So I have enough for an appointment plus enough to get started on another one. All right. I have $10 that I can put into a sinking fund. And you know what? I am going to put that into beauty this time because why not? If I need some money to buy sort of an expensive product, I definitely could use the money. So we are putting in $10 today. And so we have 20, 30, 45 in there. So this gets mostly used on like shampoo, conditioner. If I'm buying a more expensive makeup item, my skincare comes out of here. So clothes we are skipping, and technology is going to get some money today. I still think I'm going to cap this out at $600. I think that's what I'm going to do. And that should be enough to buy a laptop when I need to replace mine. So we are putting in $10, and so we are putting we have 300, 450 in the bank, 460, 470, 480, 490, 500. So I will definitely have to take $50 back to the bank, because I will like to get that into the bank and replace that with a placeholder, but I will probably do that off camera just so you're not here for too long. Next up, we are putting money towards pets. I do not have a pet, but I am treating this like I do have one, because when I move, I will be getting a pet, but I am basically saving up for a dog, and obviously the first, vaccinations and, your puppy food, all of that. Luckily in my family, we have crates and beds that can be used when you get a new puppy. They've been used for some of the family dogs, so I don't have to worry too much about that. But you got to buy all the different things, like a collar and a leash and puppy food and all of that stuff. So we are putting the first $50 placeholder in here, and we are just going to cross off on this little tracker. It's $20 per icon. So we have now in pets, we have 500, 700, 800, 850, 900. So I am going to replace the 250 placeholders, and we are going to take the 100, and I'm going to find a $200 placeholder. So we now have $900 going towards pet, which is awesome, because just before we know it, we will be at 1,000, which is always super exciting. All right, so next up is giving. So this is for donations that I like to give. I did have more in here, but I did make 2 donations in the month of February. I made a donation to our local food bank, as well as a pet rescue, dog rescue. So we have $20 in giving. All right, I am just going to set this binder off to the side. I am just going to quickly mark off the ones that I have stuffed. Okay, we are going to move on to my new home savings challenge. So if you are new, this money is meant to be used towards a new place, not as a down payment, but as moving costs, lawyers' fees, if you have to pay to set up a utility, that sort of thing. So we are putting in a $50 placeholder because it's being done electronically. Nope, sorry, never mind. We're not doing the $50 placeholder. We are doing $40. So, because yes, it's going to get me to the next one. Okay, so in the bank, we have 500, 600, 700, 740. Oh my goodness. Yep, see, this is what I get for filming after work. 500, 600, 700, 720, 40, 50. So 750, and we can cross off another 50. So let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 750, yes. So we do have 750. I will again probably take this out and put it into the bank and replace it with a placeholder, but I won't bore you with that. So we are making great progress on that. I'm very happy about that. There's nothing else left to be stuffed in there. All right, next up this is where those placeholders are going to go. This is, if you are new, these trackers are all custom trackers from Iris Budgets, and I have a few in here, and I have target amounts on some of them, and they're just helping me to visually basically see where I am at with my progress. And they are all laminated, so they will be used again and again. So first up, we are starting with our emergency fund, which I treat like a bill. My goal this year is to get to at least $3,000, and it is getting $50 electronically. So we have 1,000, 400, 600, 850 in here. And we are going to then color in 5 icons. And that's really exciting because soon this will be completed for the first, basically the second go around, the second $1,000. So that is always super exciting to complete. Let's see if this green will work. Yes, it will. So I'm going to color in 5 icons. All right, that is awesome. I like seeing that visually. I like knowing that the emergency fund is coming along just as I intended it. So next up is new vehicle. I do not have plans to purchase a new vehicle anytime soon. I just want to start saving for a new vehicle down the line because vehicles, as you know, they're expensive. It wouldn't be a brand new vehicle. I've never had a brand new vehicle. I want to either purchase a vehicle outright using obviously the money from what my vehicle would be worth as well as that, or have as small of a loan as possible and pay it off as quick as possible. There's nothing wrong with my vehicle, you know, the odd maintenance thing that you have to do when you own a vehicle, but it hasn't given me too much grief. So I am putting $20 in here today. And let's see where we are at here. And if I had to, I would pause putting money in here if I had to put it other places. So we have 50, 70, and 80 in new vehicles. So we are almost at our first 100, which is always very exciting because this is just a slow builder. So like I say, if I had to stop putting money in here, I absolutely would. But for now, we are going to continue. So we are just going to color in 2 icons because each one is 10. So I'm very pleased with that. And next up is month ahead, which I know I am going to need to change. So I'm going to just hopefully not make a huge mess of this while I clean this off. Of course, doesn't really want to go nicely. Okay, because we are working on... Okay, Deidre, you're having problems today, girl. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is going to get the next $50 placeholder because the money is being moved electronically. However, I know that it's going to be 50, so I'm just going to put that back because I'm just going to clean this off and I am going to change the amount. Let's find where that is. Okay. And everything I use is always linked down below. So if you are interested, definitely go check out amazing creators. So I am putting in, so I have 230 and each icon is, sorry, I'm not going to worry about this because I think I have to change something on here. So what happened is property taxes are for my condo and they are going to definitely be increasing. So I've had to kind of rejig and I have to basically save more because I wasn't saving as much in here. So that is the reason for that. So I might have to change this little kind of tracker, but for now I'll just kind of cross off as if I put $50 in there. So we have $100 left in property tax to complete, and then it will be moving on to cable and internet. And by the way, this is month ahead, so when I sell my My goal is to purchase a different place and then sell my current place. I don't think I should probably, provided it's priced accurately, I don't think I will have any problem selling my condo. So what I want to do is I want to obviously have 2 months worth of bills, so I don't have to rely solely on my paycheck to help me pay for some bills during that time. So the goal is to buy and then sell and then have this money kind of as like a buffer, as I'm calling it month ahead, so that I can draw on it instead of relying solely on my paycheck. I'm just going to check off the categories that I have finished. So that is good. We are just going to set this binder over here. I do believe we should only have money left that's for groceries, eating out, and spending money. So let's, fingers crossed, I'm just going to do a quick double check, and that looks like it. So let's find out. Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 20, 40, 45, 50, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, and 80. Yes, those are the fives. Okay. All right, so we do have money for groceries, eating out, but one quick thing, I kind of always forget this. I have $40 to put into an Iris binder. So Iris made those amazing trackers. She also makes binders. I am using this binder to put money into my tax-free savings account. In Canada, we have multiple different investment vehicles that are meant for you to save for the future, mostly retirement. Tax-free savings is one of those. You do not pay any taxes when you withdraw the money, because it's typically seen as you put it in there after tax. I am trying to get $1,000 in there in one lump sum because I want to continue to put at least $1,000 a year. I will use that money for when I go to retire. I might want to retire a year early, and I want to have some money in that tax-free that I can just draw on to help, pay for expenses before starting my Canada pension plan or my old age security. Technically, old age security kicks in at 65. CPP you can start taking early, but I think I want to delay it until about 65. So I'm putting $40 in here, and the little mini savings challenge Iris also sells on her shop. I always leave her link down below. She makes everything by hand, and she releases small batches of items to sell. So if you are interested in getting something from her on her Etsy shop, I believe she might be on vacation right now. Click the email me a reminder and you'll get an email for when her shop goes live again. So, and they are super well made. I have a binder of hers I've used multiple times. So always recommend Iris. So we are putting $40 in here. So we are going to cross off 4 icons. And then when this is completed, the $200 saved, I will then put it into the binder itself. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60. So that sounds absolutely correct. And this is getting money every single paycheck. And so the goal will be to at least get $1,000 into that tax-free savings this year. And this just helps me to achieve that. So we're just going to set that off to the side. Okay, all right. So I have a challenge I'm going to be doing with my eating out, my spending money, as well as my grocery money. To think on that one for a second. So we are going to bring in this challenge. Now this challenge is from Bella over at Saving Made Simple. She makes so many of these. They are all so fantastic. I am doing the hit or miss. You read it here first. So if I'm going to scratch off 3 of these. If I have seen the movie, I will give myself $5. If I have not, I will take $10 from one of the categories. If I've also read the book, I will add an additional $5, and I am just saving that money right now. When I finish this, I will decide what I'm going to do with the money. I have no real plans. We'll figure it out later, but I'm just going to roll a die and just see what number we get. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I don't have a fancy scratching tool. I'm using a good old quarter. So, all right. The Hobbit. Nope, I have never seen nor read any. of those. So we are going to take $10 from one category. 3, 1, 2, 3. A Walk to Remember. Oh my goodness, a Nicholas Sparks. Yes, so I have seen the movie. Still makes me cry. One of those absolute tearjerkers. I don't think I read the book, though. I've read a lot of Nicholas Sparks books, but I actually don't think I read that book at all. So we are going to save $5 from another category, and then 1, 2, 3, we are going to cross off the last one. So, oh, another Nicholas Sparks, The Notebook. So I actually have not read the book at all. I have seen the movie, again, one of those classic Nicholas Sparks movies, books. Absolutely love that one. It's one of those, like, you can just, if you're flipping through the channels, it's one of those movies you can put on and you don't need to sit and watch every single detail because you've seen it so many times. So we are going to save $5 because I have not read the book there. So we are going to take, you know what, I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take $10 from groceries. And I'm going to take 5 from eating out and 5 from spending to put into here. So in hit or miss so far, we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, and 50. So that's actually growing really nicely. And we now still have 3, 6, we have 10 left to scratch. So yeah, we are doing pretty well on that. I would definitely love to know if you have a favorite out of the Hobbit, A Walk to Remember, or The Notebook. Definitely let me know down below. And we are going to put this money into my wallet. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90 for groceries. And by the way, when you are watching this, I will be at my parents' house. I had a week off. Well, I took a week off because I needed to use some vacation. So I'm not going to need a ton of groceries because I still will have a bit, but I will need to get some, just, you know, produce and some dairy. So because I always keep stuff in my freezer. So I do know I'm going to need to stock up on some meat probably in the next month or so. But I do that. I buy a bigger value pack and I'll split it into smaller amounts because being single, I do meal prep, but I will eat the same thing for 3 or 4, 5 nights in the entire week. I have no problems doing that. That's how I save money. In eating out, we have 20, 45, which is good. I don't know if I will be going out for lunch with my friend when I am back to work or not, but we will see. That's typically where the money gets spent. And we have 20, 40, 60, 75 for spending because I am a spender and I like to give myself money if I want to buy something. So that money will go into my wallet, and that is everything. The money is now gone. I just thank you so much for being here. Again, if you're not subscribed, I hope that you will stick around. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I would definitely love to hear how your week is going, so definitely let me know down below. And my next video you should see is going to be savings challenges, so we will see if we can finish any of those. So come by again and check that out. I will catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.